Squat! What's up, guys?
What's up, TRS Pod? What's up, Dave?
How's it going?
Dude, it's good. It's going good. It's Monday. We're filming.
February 12th.
February 12th. It's been busy, but it's been good. How about you?
Oh, it's awesome. Well, other than the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl last night.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about it. It was a night that I didn't think would happen. I didn't want it to happen, but it happened.
I didn't want either of them to win.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Usher to accidentally set the field on fire with nobody getting hurt, of course.
Yeah.
So there couldn't be a winner.
I was kind of hoping that the team, something would happen to where both teams couldn't play, and then it ended up becoming the Lions and the Steelers. And the Steelers went, big Steelers boy.
I'm an Eagles guy, so
that's fair.
I don't like either of those teams, the 49ers or the Chiefs.
We'll see. I don't like the Chiefs just by pure in fact of I don't like the Chiefs. There really is no reason. But I watched it with my friends last night, and there were more 49ers fans, a couple Chiefs fans, and more Taylor Swift fans.
Yep. Bandwagons too.
Some bandwagons. So it was just it was a hard night.
Some of these listeners are bandwagons.
Some of these listeners are bandwagons, and if you are, it's okay. It's fine. But it was a hard night. It was a rough night to watch. But you leave home and you're upset. But at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Hey, I ate pretty well though.
I did too.
I had so much food: pizza. And wings. And cookie cake. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Cookie cake.
Highlight of the night, cookie cake.
I was challenged to make the best pasta salad, and I think I did well.
Okay.
I think I did well, but the problem is now I have this huge thing of pasta salad now that I will be having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner this entire week. So,
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with that. But that was my thoughts on the Super Bowl. I could have went differently. I wish it would have differently, but it didn't go the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Well, in a few weeks, what do we have? Just a few weeks.
A pretty big event, actually, that I haven't been to. This will be my first time getting to go to it. Mm-hmm. It's an event that we put on as a ministry at TRS, and it's called Episode. And Dave, I'm excited. I've never been, and so this will be my first time going.
I'm a vet.
You're a vet.
So you're the rookie. I'm the tenured vet. So whatever questions you have about Episode, hit me with it.
So what is it?
Oh, yeah, true.
What is
That's
Episode?
the most basic question about it. So Episode, it's just our winter retreat. It's our annual winter retreat. We go down to Ridgecrest, North Carolina, Ridgecrest Conference Center. So we go down there for a weekend, Thomas Road students, and we just have a blast. It's our winter retreat. So nothing more, nothing less.
Absolutely. Who's speaking this year?
His name is Will Moore.
Okay.
So he is the men's pastor at Long Hollow Baptist Church.
Shout out.
So he used to be the student pastor. He's in men's now. So that church is in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, around that area. But we're super excited for him to come and join us. He's gonna talk to us about just revival, and he's kind of seen throughout the past few years about how he's seen revival in his church and his student ministry, and how God has just been working through that.
Yeah,
so.
That's good. Why? I think when I first heard about it, I was kind of confused because I never I've heard of youth ministry doing a lot of winter retreats for their students, but I was kind of confused on
winter weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't know why we called it Episode.
Yeah. So the person who actually created that was our old admin assistant. That name, and so. What Episode is, just like in every TV show, there's episodes, and what do the episodes do?
I mean, they're just they progress throughout the season. Basically,
it tells a story.
Yeah.
So an episode of something tells a story of something, and so we kind of thought of that as well. So every time a student goes there, every time a student comes and experiences that, it's an episode in their lives, and it can change the entire story, because one episode can change the entire story of somebody. So our goal is that when they come and when they go and experience Jesus at Episode, that Jesus is going to change the whole story of their lives so that they go and follow him.
Yeah. That's good. You mentioned that, you're an Episode vet. You grew up with TRS, Dave, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I moved here in 7th grade. So
yeah.
basically.
So what is your experience with the episode?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So this is actually my 10th year going to episode.
Wow.
So I'll give you some of my experiences as a student and as a leader. But so I've been 5 years as a student. So I didn't go in 7th grade, but I went in 8th grade, 9th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. I think that's 4, but close enough.
Okay.
So basically, it's so much fun. Some of my highlights. A funny one was that one year we had a don't do this with your guys because somebody's going to end up hurt. But basically, they took out all the beds from the bunks.
Oh, no way.
And they made a wrestling ring.
Of course.
And I wrestled my brother, and I won.
Okay.
And then I also wrestled another guy. I was in 10th grade at the time, I think. And he was 7th grade.
Okay.
Much, much smaller, and he wanted to wrestle me. And I picked him up and basically just pile drived him to the ground. It was so funny.
Oh, jeez.
I'll show you the video later. It's hilarious, but that's a funny part. Another story though, more serious. It's I was in like 8th grade at the time, and I was never really super involved in student ministry when I was a student, unlike now. But I felt God move in my life one of those weekends, and I just felt convicted, and I started to cry, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a teenage boy going through puberty. Why am I crying right now? So I'm super confused, and I asked my dad, I text my dad, I'm like, hey, I'm crying. Well, why? Why?
I have
am
feelings
crying right now? Yeah, it's like, what the world? I thought I was a macho man. But no, my dad texted me back, and he's like, hey, that's not a bad thing. It's like God is working through you. And in that time of that conviction, that God is the Holy Spirit is telling you what to do with your life. Instead of pursuing all of these things of the world, instead of looking towards your friends for affirmation, you need to look to Jesus because he's the only one that can bring you true joy.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Yeah, I cried that
Dang,
weekend.
man.
I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So that was kind of my experiences as a student. I have a lot of other stories.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many stories. I mean, it's a short weekend, but you make a lot of memories. So that's kind of as a student. I've been there like 5 years, and then I've been as a leader to episode for 5 years. So I've been as a room leader. I've been running games. It's what you're doing this year, and as a host. Yeah. So it's so much fun. It's a lot of work, but the experience that students and leaders and just everybody, just the bonds that they create. Yeah. It's so much fun. Yeah. And I mean, if you're not going, you're going to miss out. So.
Yeah, you're going to miss out. I'm excited about it. I've heard, like, again, this being my first time getting to go, like, I've heard so much about episode, and just, like, not only the fun that we get to have, like, and the students get to have and be surrounded by each other and just fellowship, but, like, just the stories that really come out of it and just impact. And, you know, I think, you know, our high school pastor, Cody, he's even said, like, some, like, people will come back from episode, and it's just a different environment all around. Yeah. And I'm really excited to just see what the Lord gets to do that weekend. But as you said, like you and I, right now, we get to see a lot of behind the scenes of episode. So like for people who are listening to us right now, like what does it look like from a leadership standpoint? How do we, like what goes on behind the scenes to put on an event like this for our students?
Yeah, so we have, I mean, it takes months.
Yeah.
Basically, as soon as we get back from episode, we start planning out the next year because we got to reserve the spot back at Ridgecrest. We got to pay the people. We got to start to think about, hey, what are we going to do next year? And so we start like in September, in October, we start meeting and we think, hey, what is the right theme for this year? For this upcoming year. And obviously this year, Generation Rising, that's the sweatshirt.
Let's go.
So Generation Rising is our theme this year. And we thought when we sat down and met as a staff, thing about the past year is like we saw the Asbury revival and we see that young people are wanting to have a relationship with Jesus. We see the passion that students have for Jesus, and we want to see them rise up to the culture, so that they can be the next generation of Christ followers and Christian leaders that will change the culture so that Christ is glorified through everything. And so we met and we thought about that. And so every single year it takes a lot of prep, a lot of planning, but also most importantly, it takes a lot of prayer, asking God, hey, what do you have for us this year? How do you want us to lead this year in our student ministry at Episode? Because we can't do it on our own.
Right.
It's all God. And so just finding a theme, what do our students need? And so there's different needs for different years, because I mean, as your student ministries progress, sometimes you're very high discipleship focused, and then other times you're outreach focused and stuff. So being able to know where your students are on the spiritual spectrum, and then find the right theme for that. So that's what we spend a lot of time doing. So we do that, and then we also just have lots of meetings to find. It was like with our stuff, it's like, hey, what do we want to do for our set? I am very bad with set designs and stuff. I'm glad we have such great people on our team that are really good with that.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about lights and cameras, and I'm not a good builder either. So just doing that, it's not my forte, but I'm glad we have a lot of people being able to do that stuff. So finding our set or video content, we film a bunch of like videos, like the Reese video or like the theme reveal video. So that Landon takes on a lot of that, and he's done such a good job. I mean, those videos are awesome. There's gonna be a lot of other videos at Episode that you haven't seen yet. That these students and leaders haven't seen yet, but oh my goodness, they're amazing. So there's that, and then just figuring out, hey, what supplies do we need between Saturday afternoon crafts or laser tag, or even just like, hey, at the end of the night, these students are hungry and they're thirsty because they're sweating. We give them waters and a snack. So being able to know the little details within the big picture of things, and being able to find that. So
that's good.
But that's the months and the weeks prior. But the week of, we load up on Tuesday. We get a box truck. We get a lot of we get vans and stuff, and we load up all day on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we head out. I'll be heading out early. Some of our staff will as well, but we go down to Ridgecrest and we work while everyone else is getting a few extra days here, while everyone else is getting checked in on Friday morning and headed down. We're working. So it's a lot of fun, but it's long days. But those long days are so worth it.
I think the best part that I've gotten to like just see and observe from behind the scenes standpoint is just like, throughout, like while you think all the stuff that you mentioned, like between all the lights and like the staging and then all supplies and just, meeting with all our leaders and stuff like that, the whole process of it and the whole purpose of it is just being able to provide a comfortable environment for our students to come and just worship and fellowship and get closer to God through it. Yeah.
For students to be theologically aware, they have to be environmentally comfortable. So if you're with a new student that is uncomfortable, they're not going to be able to get the message. They're not going to be able to lean into the message as much as, hey, like this leader has taken this student under their wing, and they feel comfortable. They feel like they have friends in that group, in that ministry. And then when they're comfortable, they'll be aware of what is actually going on.
Yeah, we have a lot of, I'm sure we have a lot of students who have been to Episode that are going this year, but I feel like we have a lot of new ones as well who haven't been to Episode. So like speaking to them is like, how can they prepare themselves for an event like this? How can they prepare themselves for a weekend like this? And what does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in 8th grade, I didn't have any friends in the ministry, but honestly, that is such a good place to make friends, because you're stuck there.
Yeah, you're stuck there.
You're stuck, and you're forced to interact with people. You're forced to be able to talk to people, talk with leaders and other students. But don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to share how you're feeling, to share how God is moving, because when you take yourself most out of your comfort zone, that's when you're going to grow the most.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, I've been told that like your comfort zone has everything except your calling. And I think that that's just a powerful statement to not only our students but our leaders going as well. Like, you know, this is we're there all weekend. We're all we're congested, we're compiled together, and it's just a fun weekend. And being able to step out of our comfort zone and meet those people, you know what I mean? Environment is important right now, and for our students as well, and like for just how we can grow our faith in this year, it's just who you're surrounded with, and making sure that those are Christ-like friendships. So I think this is a really important episode. It's going to be really important for some students that go, and it's really going to be impactful, and I'm excited to see it.
If you're new to episode, or just anybody, students should look forward to episode is that they get to experience God in a different way and in a different environment. You're not at TRS, you're not at Sunday service at church, but you're away at a conference center in the mountains in North Carolina, with hundreds of students worshiping Jesus, and so they get to experience that in a different way. And you also get to hang out with your friends, and you get to grow in community. We have devotions and we have debrief times so that you're able to talk about what you're thinking and how you're feeling about the message and stuff. There's a ton of fun, a ton of games. I've been working for months about the different games that we're going to play for Battle of Bell. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of them, so they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good.
A ton of fun. But then also you get to learn about how to grow your faith, and then not just learn about it, but then how to apply it in your daily life.
That's good.
So
you know, how can we be praying? You know, as we have right now, we're recording this, and we're still about a couple weeks away. I don't know when we'll get this out, obviously, but how can we be praying through these days leading up to episode?
The first thing is pray for safety. If our students aren't safe, if our students aren't secure, we're not going to be able to have episode. We're not going to be able to have a good time, and we're not going to be able to see God move. Which leads into the second point, is that I pray for God to move on that mountain. God is so good, and last year He brought such a good movement through our students, and you can definitely tell it impacted how our ministry went the entire rest of the year. So be praying that God will move in our ministry, so that not just on the mountain, that when they leave the mountain, that it translates to Wednesday nights, that it translates into their lives. Third, pray for salvations. There's going to be students there that don't know who Jesus is, that don't know that He died for them, that don't know that He rose again for them. And so I pray that they are saved, and that there's just salvations there. And then also with that, I pray for commitments. There's a lot of students that are kind of walking away, that are not taking their faith seriously. And I pray that they recommit themselves to Jesus.
That's good.
And then lastly, the kind of word of the weekend is that we wanted to see revival. So we want to pray for revival at episodes, so that it transforms our entire ministry, so that it's not just, hey, I had a good time, hey, I learned something, hey, I want to get involved more at TRS. No, we want to see revival. We want to see groundbreaking, earth-shaking movement and revival for the glory of Jesus, so that the gospel can be preached throughout our community and throughout our nation, so that we start on that mountain, and then when we come back to Lynchburg, that it all changes.
That's good.
So
that's good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. So yeah, to end this off, we we like to end our podcast with, a little question of the week, or just something that we were brought up. Someone brought this up to us, and we get to provide our thoughts on this. So I was sent this meme the other day. Okay, and
let's see it.
It's crazy how many people actually got this wrong. Like, people actually think that I'm wrong on this, but I think you and I will have the same opinions. It's a meme that has 4 or 5, about 6 folders. Okay, 6 folders, things that you would take when you went to public school. I went to public school, Dave. I know you went to public school. Shout out public school. We loved it. And they're different color folders. Okay, there's a red one, there's an orange one, there's a yellow one, a green one, a blue one, and a purple one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that
exactly?
How many subjects do these?
I don't know. I don't remember that many that many subjects.
Oh my goodness!
But or if I even used all those folders, I don't think I did.
Yeah.
But back to the subject.
There's 4.
Yeah. There's really 4 core ones. But the memes basically ask in a question. Let's settle this once and for all. What color folder is math?
What color folder is math?
Yes, and I think you and I agree on this, that math, yes.
So you got red, green, blue, and yellow.
Those are your 4.
Those are the 4 main colors that you use for the subjects.
Correct.
What color is math?
Red. 100% red.
Why?
Why isn't math red? Here's the thing, and here's the issue that I get
and stop doing math.
Red means warning. That's why math is red. That's my thing there. Okay, there's no reason why math should be blue, because some people think math should be blue.
That's not right.
It's not right. And if you think it's blue, I will be praying for you.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No. So red is math.
Correct.
English is blue.
Correct.
I remember 9th grade. I had a binder, blue. English.
I might have made.
It was filled.
Yeah, I might have made green English at one point, but that's
you weren't easy with it.
That's true.
You were uneasy.
That's true.
You're like, I don't think this is right.
I don't think it was right.
I'm sorry, this is the wrong color. So I transferred colors.
Yeah.
So English is blue.
Yeah.
And so then you have science and you have history.
Yeah.
So
and
you got green and yellow.
Yeah.
What do you think science is?
I think science is yellow.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Science is green.
Why do you think it's green?
Think grass, you learn about grass is green and like all the things within it.
Fair. See, the reason why I chose math for math is because that was like red, like warning math numbers. I also wasn't good at science.
So yellow is like
yellow was like caution, yield. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's why I probably use science. But here's the deal though. It's like I would get all these folders for like my parents would get all these folders for me. And it would never end up like I would never end up using them. That's the issue. It's
because you just stuffed the paper in your backpack.
Basically, that's what it was like. And you just stuffed it in your backpack.
It's lost within the next few days. But
that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we agreed with English and math.
Yeah.
The 2 big subjects. Yeah. And then disagreed with social studies and science.
What did you say social studies was?
Social studies is yellow.
Okay.
Like yellow fever.
That's fair.
The yellow fever that you learned. Was that
fever?
Wasn't that a thing that you learned about in history?
I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like there's probably a chapter in it at some point.
I don't know. Green is science because of the powerhouse of the cell is what? The mitochondria. Yep. But no, the green with the grass.
But purple is also in this meme, and I don't think I ever used a purple folder.
Purple? I'm colorblind. I can't see purple.
So if you're colorblind, this might not work for you.
My purple is blue. So and then the orange. No.
I don't know.
Health class. I mean,
health class.
Do you have a folder for health class?
I don't know.
think you do.
I don't know.
Because you definitely don't in gym. So
I don't know. Well, that's it. That's our thoughts. If you disagree with us, let us know. If you agree with us, also let us know. If you disagree, we'll pray for you as well. So.
Yeah, and if you want us to answer some questions, questions of the week, need some more. So
absolutely. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. See you guys.
We out.
Squaw.